This will be the start of it all. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. What am I talking about? Starting of World War III. Someday we will look back and see that the event that started World War III was the demolition of the Nord Stream pipeline. Mark that day in history. We will come to know it very well. It's looking bad. We don't know who did it, of course, because, nobody's going to be like, oh, we did it. That's a vital supply to Europe for their ability to do what they need to do, to live their lives, to heat their homes, to run their vehicles, etc. That is a very, very important strategic asset. That is one of those things that we would place here in the United States as a critical infrastructure, because it is. That is definitely part of the critical infrastructure of between Russia and Europe. Really is going to affect Europe. So, which means NATO. I would not really be surprised with what's going on if somehow NATO fell apart over this. So a lot of people think along those lines. They think along the lines of, NATO versus the other countries. It may not be that way. It may be NATO crumbling. It may be NATO countries fighting NATO countries. We've already seen that with Greece and Turkey going at it, which doesn't bode well for the allies, if you say it like that. Although all that stuff has been corrupted, I think, anyway, and orchestrated in such a way that this is all part of a plan. This is all part of a plan to get us into war, because that's what they want. And I think a lot about things, people talking about the Nord Stream a lot, and how it affects people, how it's going to affect us here in the United States. Not really so much, but what affects the world affects all of us, kind of, in a way, because we're such a close-knit world today with lots of countries relying on each other. It's not like it used to be, 100 years ago, or even sooner, even more recently, where nations tended to be a little more standalone. They produce their own stuff, they use their own stuff. We've become very intertwined as far as producers and consumers and all that kind of stuff. We used to have manufacturing capability here in the United States. Well, we gave that up for cheap labor, slave labor over in China and other countries. We need to say, like, my bad, that was one of those things we should never have given up, is our manufacturing capability. Because if we're going to enter into some kind of extended conflict or world war, we're going to need manufacturing capability. We don't even have the capability of manufacturing all of our modern weaponry by ourselves, like standalone. We get components and parts and other things from all around the world. So an extended conflict, what would that look like? I tell you what, I don't know. What can we do about it? Because, here as preppers, we need solutions, not just to concentrate on the problems, but let's find a solution-based answer for what is going on in the world around us, because we need to be proactive, not reactive. I always say, or if we are reactive, we're reactive in such a way that we're 1, 2, or 3 steps ahead of everybody else. Like back a couple years ago when everybody's fighting over toilet paper and hand sanitizer and stuff like that, I was going to the bulk food aisle and the canned goods and stocking up on food, which is where they made their way to eventually. That's staying ahead. That's what preparedness allows us to do. If we have the basics of preparedness down, then that frees us up to see and to think and be like, oh, well, this is what everybody's going for. So let's not go there. Let's go over here instead. Or when they were buying, toilet paper and hand sanitizer and fighting over that, we were buying freedom seeds and defensive tools, etc. Thinking ahead is what we need to do. So we need to look at the fact of what things are going to be short supply. How is a world war going to affect us? Where do we get our stuff from? And what's the availability going to be? Increased prices, limited availability, or just not available at all. That's what's going to happen with a lot of products. We produce a lot of food here in the United States, so the food thing, I have a feeling we will probably see increased prices, we'll probably see shortages and stuff like that, and we'll see people freaking out when the war is actually like declared, or however, when people really know that yes, this is go time, that we are in a world war. People will freak out. They will wipe out the stores in a day or less, maybe 2 days. It might last some places, but it's not going to look good for people that aren't ready. So what do we need to do? Okay, well, a lot of things are items that you can't produce yourself, that you need to live. One of the big things I think about when I'm just, as I'm sitting here talking, I'm thinking about like the boots I'm wearing, the pants I'm wearing, my torn up old Riggs workwear work pants that I absolutely love, the shirt, the hat, gloves, blankets, things like that we do not have the ability to produce ourselves. I can, sit here and I can grow all the food that I can. I have tribe that raises animals. I really need to get on board with that. We really need to get chickens here. Another big project upcoming, I may show here as well as Patreon, is greenhouse building. Before next growing season, I will have a greenhouse. I will build a greenhouse because that is going to be vital. But things that we use, consumables, daily use items like cookware, silverware, paper towels, toilet paper, medical equipment, gauze, stuff like that. If we get into a war, well, not if, when we actually are in the war, things like medical supplies will be of shorter supply on the civilian side of things because the governments will be scooping them up for the troops, etc. So think about that. Also think about the panic that will go into people's minds when they realize that we're in a world war. And what kinds of things are they going to be doing? Freedom tools, defensive tools, the seeds and the seed holders. You probably won't see them anymore. So if you don't have that stuff, I highly recommend you go get some of that stuff in your area for your needs. I'm not telling you to do what I'm doing. I'm telling you that you need to think about this. This is why I'm here to empower you. I'm not here to tell you, you need to go do this. You need to buy this thing that I have for sale and you'll survive SHTF. No, it's not what we do here. It's about empowerment. You have to do the work. You have to figure out what your limitations are, what your capabilities are, what your weak points are, and fill them, fix them. Work better, work smarter, work harder to be more prepared. Stop procrastinating, get up off your rear, exercise, eat right, do all the things. We're coming down to the time. Let me check the time really quick in the video. Okay. It's going to be go time soon. And pretty soon people will realize that no matter how asleep they are, what kind of sheeple they are, that, oh wow, we're in a world war. We're probably already in it. It's just not full on go time yet. So stock up on things you need. I just ordered and received some good new winter boots. I settled on one. I talked about it on Patreon. I showed them. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be loving these boots. I ended up getting the Salomon Tundra Pro boots that should be comfortable down to negative 40 degrees with good quality socks. Make sure stuff like that is squared away. Do you need, look at what you have. What's your status of your clothing, any consumables, your fuel storage, your food storage, your anything you need that you've been putting off getting, that you know you're going to need within the next, 6 months or a year, try to get that stuff scored away. Like I said, I can't tell you what to get. I can't give you all the answers. I'm here to get you to think, because this is one of the most powerful tools you have in preparedness. Not my hat, your brain. Your mental capability of dealing with stressful events. Semper Gumby, always flexible. Being dynamic in your thinking, in your approach to preparedness, in your approach to defense, to your approach to building tribe, to everything. You need to think outside your box. You need to try new things. You need to experience new things. You need to gain skill sets. You need to build tribe. Did I mention you need to build tribe? Very important. Speaking of tribe, closest tribe member is right across the street from me. Their property's right over there adjacent to our property. They're a little bit older than me. So they just gave us 2 big, huge totes full of brand new boy baby clothes. So I put it up on my tribe group text, and lo and behold, one of our tribe members just had a baby boy, 10 days ago. I told him, I was like, dude, you're good for clothes. And these are all brand new clothes. This is how working together can help you. So this tribe member that's trying to establish a homestead and do all the things and provide for his family, they already have a bunch of kids also. I'm going to be able to hook him up. That's amazing. That's awesome. Now, he won't have to buy baby clothes for a long time. That's just one tiny little example of tribing. They also have a bunch of apple trees. I came around where I had 2 baskets about, yay long by, yay wide by yay deep, heaping with apples from their apple tree that we went and picked. Now we need to make up a bunch of apple butter and can it and everything. I'll do all that, make baked apples, all the stuff. Dehydrate them. These are the things that can happen to you if you are serious and you take the time, you make the effort into tribing, getting to know people, building those connections with each other. That's one of the best things that we can do to survive whatever's coming. World War III, economic collapse, digital currencies, all this stuff. Working together as a team, as a tribe, we can and we will prevail. We may not all make it. We won't all make it. But we'll have a much better chance to do it with others around us. We cannot do it all ourselves. There's no way. If I knew every single skill on planet Earth and I had the capabilities and I never had to sleep, I still could not do everything I need to do around here by myself. I can't, as an individual, set proper security on my property. Not that it's that defensible anyway. Most people's properties are not that defensible. Low population density helps, though. Could we defend it? Maybe. Depends on what's coming our way and how serious they are about getting here and doing bad to us. Anyway, work on your groups. Please be proactive about what you might be needing coming up. Look at what you need. Make your decisions. Make the choices now to set yourself up for success. When everybody else is out there losing their minds, you can sit back and be like, yeah, I'm good. I think I'll go water the garden or play with my kids while everybody else is freaking out and losing their minds. I love you guys. I want the best for you. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.